Well, howdy. I've got another video on a problem that seems to be prevalent, reading some of the forums online and stuff, with my Ford Transit Connect 2016 model. So, problem with the door switch. So, you can kind of hear the radio. Open the door, the radio doesn't turn off. It's supposed to shut off. So, I know it's the switch, so I'll turn it back on, get the radio back on, and if I take it, come on baby. Boy, it's really stuck today. It usually gets worse as it gets colder. But if you flick it enough times, come on. It's not gonna do it, it's totally stuck. Normally, if it was warmer, I can flick that about 10 times and radio will shut off. So I have to keep reaching over and pulling out to shut off. And it does kind of run the battery down over time. So project today is to take all this off and replace the latch right there. I've tried to get into this once and it seems pretty complicated, so I'm not sure how difficult this is going to be. I'll probably take the whole door apart. I did buy the part. And this is the one that I got. It's about 125 bucks is what I had to pay for it. That's the part number. And here's your part. Looking at how everything mounts up, it looks like it's correct. At least I hope it is. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun situation. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get the door card off. I'm going to get my camera set up. All right, before we get too crazy here, welcome to my shop, my new shop, with all sorts of room and a handy dandy car lift now. Just got it foamed about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's definitely more comfortable. It's 2 inches of closed cell foam. Works really well. Not cheap either. Back to the door. I'm gonna get you some. I bought this kit right here off of Amazon. Pretty handy. So got me this little guy right here. First off, you're gonna need to get behind here. Give this thing a little finagly. There you go. And you've got torque screws you'll have to pull out. And this one up here, which I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do this with one hand. Probably not. Anyways, you'll get back behind this little spot right there between the panel and that cover. Just take it and you'll pry like that gently until it pops out. And careful, because it can just fly off at 100 miles an hour. So let's get that off. So I popped it loose. Just pull it out. Screw back behind there. And there's your clip. If I remember, you got, where are you, little turd? There you are. You got one screw underneath there too. I'll have to pull off. And there is a cover right here as well. So, gotta get into that. Which this thing might be a little large for that. I have my toolbox here. Let's try. There's a little groove there, so we'll pull this. Yeah, you've got another screw there. I think that's it. If I do recall, because there's not anything over on this side. And there's nothing in there. So that should be it. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 screws. So let me get my camera set up and we'll zip this off. Okay. So what we've got is T25 in here. And then we've got the 3 other bolts, or screws, whatever you want to call them, are T20s. T20. So we'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll zip these off. We'll take that one out above there last. Well, the thing is, you can do it. Or not. Okay. That one. I just realized a mistake I made. I did not bring my glasses. Some of the stuff is hard to see. They're in the pocket of my other jacket. Alright, so that is all these bolts. Now, a lot of times you can just get behind this. We'll try, let's see if I've got one of these. I don't know which one I want to try here. I'll try this one, see if that'll help me at least figure out where I'm at here. So it's got the port, the door pops in them in places. Sometimes these are forgiving, sometimes they are a pain in the tuchus. I see that one right there. And that is not going to work. Not enough leverage. Alright. Doesn't feel like there's anything up high. I've had this door panel off once before, but I don't remember. She's been a pain. Here's one. Let's give it a little pull. Wow. There's that one. There we go. Who knows, I might have broken. From there, a couple up high, I guess. Normally. Wow, I don't know what's going on here either. Let's see. Huh. There it is. It's just another pull. Alright, now we've got some clips in here we're going to have to remove. These you'll just kind of have to look at them and see how they're going to come out. Oh boy. Now before I go crazy here, probably what I should do. Oh, really? See ya. There's gotta be some space in here. I might be able to find that connector and check this door latch first before I go absolutely bonkers on this. And verify for sure that that's the problem. All right, we'll stop right there. All right, so I unclipped the old latch. There's a little depression here. You have to kind of pull it loose. I had to cut this open because this is all just like super glued on. Went ahead and plugged it in and then pushed the latch closed. You can kind of see it's closed right now. So right now the lights and stuff are on. So what I'm going to do is it's simulating the door's closed. So I'm going to turn the key on, turn the key off, see if the radio stays on. Then I will pull the latch. There's one right here on the side. And see if the radio shuts off and if that's our issue. Hopefully this isn't one of those dumb things that has a stupid module and you got to get it programmed to the car, which would be so dumb. So turn it on. Radio's on. Lights on. So now, take it. Well, that didn't work. Fish. Maybe it's that one. Oh no. Don't know how to. Maybe. Oh my gosh, there's latches all over. Oh, that's the lock. That's the door lock. So I assume that's probably the upper one. So if I can pull that one right there. Oh. Well, I guess you kind of have to pull it at the same time. I can't do that until I put it. Let me get this camera set up. All right. See if we can emulate the door here. So what I'll do, I'll put this here, pull it down. There it goes. So it shut the radio off, and then it's telling that the key's in the ignition. So obviously that's the problem. So now we've got to work on getting it out. All right. All right, so steps are going to involve getting everything off the door card. I got this kind of bungeed back off my handle up there just to keep it out of the way while I check that. This whole thing, I'm going to have to probably get a razor and get behind it and cut it all loose so it'll get out of the way. I have a feeling, having been in this before, because the window channel is coming right down here, it is severely in the way of the latch. So I'm almost assuming I'm going to have to take all this stuff out. So to do that, we need to remove that to get full access. This thing I took off, it's just got it's got these little depression clips here. You just push those in and they release off these little blocks. And I just started in the front, worked my way back and kind of worked it in and out. I'll take the connector off. You got a connector here. That should be it for the door card. Remove it, and then we'll start kind of removing all the other stuff. So first things first, I get the camera set up. We'll go ahead and get the door card off the door, and then we'll start dismantling some of this other stuff. Alrighty. And we'll start removing some of these clips, I think. This one here. Only one. It's got a depression on the bottom and on the top. So if you pull those in, you kind of pull down. Oh, it's got two wires in it. I was wrong. It's got this clip on top and that one on bottom. Okay, they both have the push-in clips on them, so you push them in and pull down. That removes that from out of the way. Now, I did notice, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like I only lost this clip up top here, so I'll have to, oh, there it goes. So you just take that out, put that back in there when you get ready to put the door card back. There it's lined up. That's ready to go back in. Alright, so let's work on, I'm not sure if I'm going to have to remove the mirror. I wouldn't think so. And honestly, this I know, well, it doesn't have to come off, but we'll test it here in a minute. I'll go ahead and I'll just be able to take it off the end down here. I haven't done this before. I mean, I've had this part done, but I haven't really got into it. I think what I'm going to do next is go ahead and get this all the way off. And I'm not going to record that because that's just watching paint dry kind of stuff. I'll get a razor and just gently pull back and kind of cut it loose all the way around and get this out of the way so I can see what I'm dealing with. All right, we'll do that next. Alrighty. So, I almost lost my patience with this. It's a little bit time consuming, but not horrible. It's kind of cold right now. It's like 40 degrees, so that rubber's a little bit stiff. Tried the heat gun, maybe see if I could soften it up and just peel it away. It wasn't working. So I just pulled it back a little bit and I use this razor right here and kind of just razored it away. And it sits there. So now I'm looking this thing over. I was thinking maybe I need to remove this regulator and get it out of the way, but I don't know. After looking at it, it looks like the channel for this window kind of ends right here, or it connects into another one that's stuck in the window. I guess it's part of the, whatever that seal is and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'll pull this plug and that screw right there and see if I can remove the channel. You can kind of, let's see if we can get a little insight in here. So it's sort of, oh, this phone's so wide. As you can see, the channel's right there and it goes up a little pace. So I'm gonna try to get that out right there, that channel. And it just looks to me like it's basically that screw up there. Might be that screw, I don't know, until I start removing stuff. I know that's a door handle screw behind there, because I tried removing that once before. And then obviously our 3 screws here to remove that. So, I'm gonna work on getting the channel out, and we'll start with that. Okay, so let's get... Well, I just love losing stuff, don't I? So good at it. Anyway, I'm going to take this one off. Get behind it. So there's a screw back there. The bad part about that screw is it's kind of deep. So putting it back could be a little fun. This is not magnetic, but well, I had a magnetic thing and it is now stuck back there. I think this one's too big. Yep. Not gonna get it. Okay, fun stuff. We're having fun. There we go. There's that screw. Let's pull this one next. Let's see how it feels. Still feels like it's still mounted somewhere else. I can't really tell where, so I'll have to investigate that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this screw right here. See if that loosens it up at the top. Okay. Kind of feel in here and see what it's doing. She feels like she's still stuck pretty good. Let me do some investigating and see if I can tell why it's still stuck. What the heck, man? I got all these plastic clips and stuff here that look like they're mounted to this and to the door handle. Why? Why must you be this way? So what I might have to do... Really? So it looks like maybe... So there's these 2 holes here. Almost seems like maybe something's mounted to that, which is holding some sort of clamp, which is holding the channel. It's got to come out of that. All right, I will play with it, and I will get back with you. Sit rep. This is where we're at. Went ahead and took the 3 screws out of here. That has definitely loosened that whole thing up. There's a clip somewhere here. Yeah, right there. You have to just push the tabs and push it through. This thing's interesting. You just move that forward like so. So there's little clips there. And then this thing just pulls right off. Whoops, fingers in the way. Pulls right off of that. Easy enough. So we'll take this. Go ahead and try to shove it through here without any issues. Take that out of there. So now this whole thing's kind of loose. I got to figure out what's happening upstairs next. So once I figure that out, I'll get back to you. Well, I took the little plug out. There's a little torque screw back there. I think it's the T20. And I got that on there and just kept backing it off. And then eventually, that just comes right out. So when that comes out, I think this handle just pulls forward, which it does. And it exposes another screw. So let's take that screw off, which is probably, let's see, there's a screw in here and make sure that's not, no, it's not loose. So that's just a gasket that comes off. So now we'll take my dude here. We'll go ahead and zip that off. And then again, we got another gasket that clips and comes off. So now I think this thing probably moves forward looking at those clips, because see, it's in here. It's in these two spots. So, ooh, there it goes, and it just fell out. All right, I'm gonna put it on the stand. All right, so everything just kind of fell down when I did that. It looks like we're home free here. Okay. Honestly, not horrible. I thought this was going to be way worse. So yeah, this is all one giant piece. So we're going to have these two screws here, one here and one here, that'll take this railing off. And then obviously some cables here, the door lock part here, and then our door handle cable here. So we'll have to remove all of that, which looks like it's pull out, flip up, easy enough. Put that right there. This cable here, again, looks like you just kind of pull it out of its groove, maybe. Well, that one's in there. I might need a screwdriver for that one. Yeah, that one's, oh God, ruh-roh. Big mistake. I kind of broke it. Dadgummit. Oh boy. Well, it looks like I might have to order a cable now. So, yeah. Be careful about that. Son of a gun. That stinks. Anyways, I'll cry about it later. That one we can probably get off once we undo these screws here. I'll go ahead and take these out. There's that one. And that one. That one's all the way off. So we can take this off of there, and then we'll just kind of gently push it down and around. There we go. So that whole thing is off now. Now I've got a screwed up cable, which really sucks. This part I don't believe is with the new latch. Let's look at the new system here. So yeah, this little part here, which I honestly don't even know what the heck that's even for. I guess it's something to do with the window hitting it, but it goes under here, and then you gotta set your spring down there like that. So I guess that's for some sort of, well, that's a, she don't like to stay on, so that's going to be fun putting that back without it popping off. Well, I guess once the back rail goes on, it won't be that bad. So we'll do that. Take that screw, put that back in there. Get past that. Okay. So there's that. I don't think there's anything else. Go ahead and take this. Put it back in here. Okay, so that's back on there. Yeah, once you put it back on here, that does hold that little, whatever that thing is, in place. And that one, obviously you're dealing with plastic here, so don't get crazy with the tightening. Which I've already messed up a little bit here. Don't ever tighten anything until you get all your screws in place. Well, you little booger. There's that. Okay. Make sure this is still. Well, that is not functioning very well. There it goes. Why is that so tight? Alright, it's coming back. Oh boy, so now this cable I've obviously jacked up. I don't know what I'm going to do there. That kind of annoys the hell out of me. Can't believe I did that. Don't think it's going to stay either. It might. I don't know. Now this little stupid thing, which is busted and broken now, that won't stay, so I might as well take it off. Oh boy. That kind of plastic that won't glue. Well, you're so tough, but yet you broke like a little pansy just a minute ago. Okay. Well, I'll deal with that off camera. All right, Redneck Ingenuity 3000 implicated. So what I did is I took this line, so the thing only broke, there's two rings there and they get pinched in between this metal right here, down in there, and only half of it came off. The other half of the ring is there. You can kind of see it right there. So I spun this thing 180 degrees, gently clamped it back in there, which it went in pretty tight. Took my little heat gun and gave this a new memory. So I just heated this up fairly decent to where it would relax and not be trying to pull back the other direction it was going. And then I put the saviors of all zip ties in here to try to give a stopping point to that so it doesn't just come up. And the way this mounts, it mounts in there flat, so I'm hoping just the metal from the door will just kind of go right over the top of this and keep these from coming up. And that saves me from having to buy a stupid cable, which I don't have time for, and I can't have my truck down for too long. So that's what we're gonna hope works. But we're all back together. That's working, though it still feels a little stiff. Put that bars back in. So now we gotta just reverse order everything and get it back together. Okay, Got screws back in place. When putting this thing in, that little flat back there, this little guy right here, a little spring-loaded thing, likes to catch on this stuff. So you'll need to get your hand in there and depress it so you can get this to go up. And then once you get it up, just line it back into the door. Reverse order of everything. And I suggest getting most of your stuff just put in by hand, especially these, because these are fine threads. You do not want to cross thread anything. So make sure you start all by hand before using a drill or a ratchet or anything like that. So all those are back in. I'm going to put the cable back in, everything back together, and I'll close out this video in just a minute. And like that, we're back together. Don't forget when you're putting your door card on to make sure your connector's plugged in to your actuator before you do that. And anything else you unplugged here, make sure it's all back together. Door card's a little rough to get back into place, especially with that hole up there. I suggest starting that, trying to line those two up at the top, and then working this one in down here, and then just give it some little fisticuff pound, and you can pop that one in and then work yourself around the perimeter. Then set your 2 screws there, your 2 screws there, and your last one there, and put your covers in, and should be good to go. So now, door shuts and holds. Does open, light comes on, which is what it wasn't doing before. Alright, let's try the old radio business. Alright, keys off, radio still on. There we go. And it's telling me my keys in the ignition, which it wasn't doing before. Alright, so if you got any questions, just let me know in the comments. Overall, not a horrible process. Not knowing what to do coming into it, kind of figuring it out. It's kind of fun. A little bit of a challenge, but this is probably, without doing video and all that business, is maybe a 2.5 hour job, assuming you got the right tools and everything like that. But it's done. So yeah, any questions about anything, leave it in the comments. And good luck. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching.